Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Star Trek Online. I just wanted to show you, it will take a while, but I wanted to show you a basic introduction on how I earn energy credits using Star Trek Online Exchange. I love it. They call me the banker. Yes, the banker with the B. And I am well versed in basically how to make EC. Everybody usually asks me, and one day I said I will eventually give a overview on how to do it. So the question is, how do you do it? And indeed, that's a good starting point. So on my character, here we go. I am on what's called the Suliban ship. So this ship is quite unique. Well, it was when I got it. We're talking a couple of years ago now. That it has a console over here, which has the bank, the exchange, and the mail system, which you can receive and accept items. That comes in very much handy. Over here we have the quartermaster. Now, my guy is a Ferengi, in case you didn't notice. There you go, he's a Ferengi, very ugly one. And on what that means is local commodities, all your current comms rates, blah 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 blah. They're all a lot cheaper than what you would normally get from if you get from your replicator. Not by a huge amount, but they are. I mean, 120 for a medical supply there. Talk to him. Medical supply 60. Now there was at one point that you could buy a bulk load of these at 250. And you would sell them for 2/3 of the going replicated price. You make money. That was a way of doing it, but everyone caught on to that one. And to be fair, the market's flooded with it. Pretty much the same as what I'm about to do anyway. So, but what do we do? Right, so I have had a major clear out. And after being out of the game for a year, admittedly I did get bored with it. In my bank I've got stuff from God knows how long ago. There's nothing in my exchange, totally empty. In my inventory, no R&D. I've got very little in there. There's a few bits there that I'm not even going to touch. This part is quite key. They're the Dilithium mine claims. They'll come into play later on down the line. I'll explain that one later. And then my assets. Now, as stated, 2 million EC. That's all you need. You can do this with less, especially with the fact that the doff prices have dropped. Or should I say, the purple, the blue, and the greens have dropped to such a degree because there's not as many players, the demand isn't so much. But the common duty officer prices are still fluctuating a little bit. Now, to do this, you need to know which duty officers are more valuable than others, and there's only about 3 or 4 really real varieties that you want to keep your eyes on for this. So, excuse me, trying to get over a cough and cold, so I will be coughing occasionally. In here, you've got your duty officer sciences. Now, bear this one in mind, this will come into play later. Research labs, scientists, development lab, damage control engineers, beg your pardon. Damage control engineer up there. And refugees for most levels in civilian, if I can find them. They're usually all pretty good priced as well. Some bartenders, chefs. Again, most of the civvies go for quite a bit of decent dollar at blue level, and the greens just they don't tend to sell, so I tend to just recycle them, which I'll get into in a minute. Right, now to do this process we need to maximise the output that we get from doing this. So what we're going to need, now again use my 2 mil, I'm not going to do any more than that because I guarantee we'll get something in return of. So what do we want? We need a CXP 10,000 bonus pull. We'll have one of them. I'll have to explain that one in a minute. You probably know, but I'll explain that for anybody who don't know. And then we also need a fleet credit pull. You can go for 5,000 for now, but for 40,000 more, you might as well get the 25,000. So we'll have that as well. So we're now down to 1.56 mil. That's fine. You don't need anything else. Okay. Up the top here, you've got your XP and bonuses, bonus pool up top there. So I'm just going to double click that. Accommodation XP and then fleet credit bonus pool. Thank you very much. Now, so that adds a value into there, and that will just add on top of what we will get in a minute. So the main starting process, duty officers. This is how we do the dollar. Now I've got very minimal duty officers. So I've got 5 active space because I do fly my ship, and I do certain ground missions, etc., just to earn when I'm bored. And so I've got 5 of them in there somewhere. There we go, 5 there, 1 there spare. That one is a reason I've got that. The active ground, if I can be bothered to put an extra one in there, who knows. And 1 active roster, like I say, which is obviously the Hamlet. So other than that, nothing else. Now, what we want to do is buy as low as possible a duty officer, sell it, or should I say, once we've broken it down a level, we sell it as high as possible, but you want to sell it to a point where you can actually make sure that somebody will buy it. No point in putting in 20 EC less than the going rate, because they're just, somebody else is just going to bid underneath it. So I tend to go sort of 10-20% under the current value. I still make huge returns, and I promise you this does work. If I go into my bank, when I came back off of my leave, I suppose you could say, I had about 6 million in my bank. Forgot it was there. When I finished 2 days later, I've got 13 keys. 13 keys at 4.5 million a pop. Yeah, so you got what? 4, 8, 12, 40, 52. Call it 55 mil. So I got 55 mil sitting there, and that's 2 days, and that's only spending time in the evening. So here we go. Right. So how much dollar have I got now? So I've got 1.51 mil, 56 mil. Right. Now, so bear in mind, we're going to look at purple duty officers. Now, a lot of these duty officers are not worth bothering looking at because they're always expensive. Technicians, engineers, civilians, you know, a lot of them already are pricey, but there's usually a few that aren't because they're worthless. There's no point in doing it. So looking at a flight deck, 380,000. Okay, that's cheap for a purple duty officer. So I'm going to write that down. 380,000. Okay, and from that one purple duty officer, I can break that down to 27 white duty officers, or common duty officers to be politically correct. So how much do we need to earn from them 27 duty officers in order to make back our 380,000? Well, this is very simple. calculator because I can't be bothered to do the maths. So you've got 380,123 divided by 27 equals. Click on the thingy. My maths ain't working. My number ain't working. 380,000 divided by 27 equals 0. Genius, because I divided by 0. 380,000 divided by 27. So we need to earn 14,000 EC per duty officer just to make our money back. So that's if we break the purple duty officer all the way down to a common duty officer. Okay. Well, we don't want to sell it at 14,000 because we want to make more money. Now, usually, if we then look at a common duty officer, we need to switch usable one. No point in doing the unusable because you want to do it for your faction you're on, right? 20,000, 20,000. Okay. Deflect officer, 19, just shy of 20. Let's have a look at science. It doesn't matter which one I pick, to be fair. 20,000. So the average price at the moment is 20k per duty officer. So that's an average of 6,000 profit. So if you've got 6,000, just for argument's sake, 6,000, times that by 27 duty officers, you made 162,000 EC. But we don't want to stop there because that's ridiculous. Because you're not guaranteed to get a reasonably decent priced duty officer. You might get a chef, 9,000. So you're going to lose 5 grand. That's fine. We're not worried about that. Because what you will get, I guarantee you will get refugees, which are 68,000. That's my point. That's where you make the money. You make little monies on the 20k doffs, but you make money on the better selling duty officers. Research lab scientists. There we go. 75,000. So we make 61 grand on that one. And that's only for a white common duty officer. What other ones are good? Damage control engineers are normally good, but they do fluctuate. Yeah, 30,000. So you're making 10, 20, 16,000. So there are some that are good. There are some. There's a lot that are really bad. And also, depending on what time you do this, makes a huge difference because different time zones will vigorously change the value of all the duty officers because there's more demand for them. So you tend to find the prices go up. It used to be engineers were always more expensive, but again, they kind of came back into play where everything's kind of happened at the same price. So you can see then 20 grand, but the next one's 25. It used to be about 40,000. 27,000, so they do fluctuate. But you pick a value. I'll probably sell all my duty officers off at 19,000, apart from the odd one or two. As I say, technician, 20 grand. Well, great. So let's start with this. Okay, so I've got. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I said 2 million. I'm not going to do 2 million. No, I am. No, sorry. No, I lied. Let's go to exchange. Let's find a doff. You cannot do this with ultra and epic because you cannot break them down. Right, let's find a very rare duty officer that's cheap. Way too expensive. No. It's going to be the flight deck officer. Usually flight deck or... Oh, I've lost it now. Operations. Okay, so 380,000. I've just bought that. That is now sitting in my inventory. So we are now down to 1.18. Now, to prove a point. Now, bear in mind, we obviously already bought the fleet credit pool and the CXP bonus. Now, the reason you buy them too is because you go into a fleet, or if you own your own fleet, which I do. I don't do much with it. Like I say, you want to gain as much benefit from doing this as possible in order to earn extra dollar. So when you go to your holdings and you go down to Starbase, down here you've got a special task for a special project, which requires, I mean, you get nothing for it, but it requires 495,000 EC, which I have already filled. So I'm going to include that into our deductions because I've only done one duty officer. So we've got 1181, and I'm going to minus 380k. So I will dispose of that accordingly. Right. So you will get, when you fill that up, you get fleet credits, which goes down here. And you also get your bonus from your fleet credit pool, which tops it up. It's not a massive amount, but it does top it up. And every single time that you do a duty officer exchange, which is what I'm doing now, so I've gone into the other side of the Suliban, and this console's great. You can have tower aid, that's for getting duty officers again. Can't be bothered to do it, but you get extra duty officer from there. But you're more interested in the personnel officer, which you can exchange your officers. But we want to exchange a very rare officer. Now, let me get rid of that screen out of the way for a second. Just going to bring that down a little bit. Now, pay attention to here, above there, because it will show you. For very rare duty officers, you get a higher research bonus, which over here in the overview, and this bit only works if you are rank 4 at 100k. If not, you will fill this box up so quick where you can see, look, rank 1, 2s, 1, 2s, and then, oh, rank 4. That's how quickly I filled this up, and I was doing it. I was so addicted to it. So that's what we're looking for. And at the moment I'm sitting at 141,464. Every 10,000 you can trade in and you get fleet marks. Or what do you do with the fleet marks? You stick them into your holdings at the Starbase and you put them in your fleet mark section. Then you get 4,500 fleet credits with your boost. So you basically walk away with 5,000 fleet credits. Well, what do you do with that then? You then take your fleet credits, you fly to your Starbase, because you can't do it from here. You fly to your Starbase, you go to the little console in the corner at the bottom by the personal officer, and you carry out a mission. But we'll show you that again in a little bit. So, let's do our very rare officer. Here we go. Begin assignment. This takes 5 seconds, roughly. And we'll see how much value we get. So that's done. I get 3 blue duty officers and I get 360. Yeah, because we get that plus the bonus. So collect rewards. 360 recruitment because that's been boosted again. And then we get 3 duty officers. Now this is where the exciting bit comes into play. So rosters. Let's have a look at our blue duty officers to see what we got. All sciences. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. This is exactly what I was talking about. Research lab scientist, photonic studies scientist, and an astrometric scientist. Now, I know which ones of them are decent. Now, I'm not going to exchange any more officers just yet. Don't need to. So I'm going to go back over to the exchange. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to go in there. Oh, I will do it. 1 second. Let me just get rid of Fleet Bank. I just want to get rid of that 380, 1, 2, 3, 380,000 because that's what I've put into the project. Okay. So I'm left with 800 grand. Okay. Now we start with 2 mil. So access exchange. We're looking for a blue, rare, research. Actually, let's do the unexciting ones. So, where are we? We've got the photonic studies. Oh, look, 50,000. No, I would buy that because that's dirt cheap. Bearing in mind, you get 9 duty officers for that, and 14,000. You've already made profit the minute you break it down. Excuse me. I'm not going to do that yet because I want to prove the point. So, photonic, no point whatsoever. Astrometric scientist, 69,000. Again, dirt cheap. I'd buy that as well. But this is the baby here. Research lab scientist. 999,990. So I am going to sell this baby roughly 10 to 20% cheaper. I want it to sell quickly. I'm putting her up for 800 grand. So if that sells, which it will sell, I guarantee it will sell. That will put me up to 1.6 million EC. I've got 2 duty officers there sitting there. So we know we can't sell them. There's no point. There's no profit in selling them. We're actually going to lose cash from it. So if we go back over, I wouldn't normally go backwards and forwards because I already know, but for examples. So we go back over here. Contact the duty officer people. We go to the personal officer, exchange officers, and then we're going to do the rare duty officers. Click. Begin. 5 seconds wait. Complete. Collect rewards. Do the next one. Right, now let's have a quick look and see what green duty officers we've got. Like I say, most of these are just crap. There's no point. So we've got a trader, bartender, chef, biochemist, systems engineer, assault squad officer. Nothing really exciting there. The only one that might be worth a few bob now is the actual bartender and the chef. So we'll just double check what the going price is today, because like I say, it does fluctuate every day, but you tend to get a feeling for which ones are which. So bartender, 10 grand. Do you know what? I'm so tempted to buy that right now. You get 3 duty officers at 20,000. There's 50 grand profit there straight away. 50 grand profit there straight away. Oh look, this one just sold. Hey up, told you. So bartender not worth it. Chef not worth it. 20 grand for a chef, whereas you can buy a common duty officer for 9 grand. So even if you get 3 chefs from your chef, you've still made 10 grand. So that you can always make money this way. I guarantee it, 100%. If you can't do it with 1 duty officer, which is what I bought, the purple one, I guarantee you buy 2 duty officers, you can make your money back full stop without fail. Because it is a little bit of luck of the draw of what you get. But because I know full damn well, it's all about how much profit you make. You pretty much do make profit every single time, as I proved. You bought that duty officer for 380 grand. You sell them at 20,000. You've made profit, and common duty officers will sell because they need it for the projects. So let's go down here. Let's do personal officer, exchange officers. All my common duty officers are absolutely pants. Let's get rid of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when I do this in bulk, I mean I go mad. I've got 3 accounts and I beam 3 tunes, the other 2 tunes to this account on my Suliban, and I'm just running backwards and forwards, and I stick up like 120 duty officers at a time. And I use this specific character for converting because I've got all my XPs at the top and I've got my flick credits and bits and pieces, and I use the other tunes just to sell really. And it's quite a good little revolving system. fingers crossed, this won't take too long. So I am just scrolling through. I've got a tune stuck in my head. Okay, so all my common duty, uncommon duty officers are now exchanged. Eventually, there we go. We'll see what we've got on our common duty officer freebies. Okay, all these are pointless. That's pointless. Diagnostic engineer is pointless. Science, grav, research lab scientist. Two of them. That's about it. Okay. Let's go quickly run over here. Okay, so common. Let's find out how much our research labs are going for. $90k. So I'm just going to sell it for 60 grand to try and get rid of it quick whilst we're on the screen. Excuse me. And then all these I'm going to sell for 19,000 because I'm pretty certain that's pretty much the going rate for most of them all today. Even if you don't sell them today, you'll sell them tomorrow because it's pure profit. Stick them all on there. Okay, so excuse me. So I know we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 doffs at 9k, 9, 8, and 27, 9, 8, and 27, 36. That's 36,000. We've got 18 doffs in total. So we've got 2 at 60,000. So that's 120. Okay. So that's 6 doffs. That leaves me 12 doffs at 19k. So 12 doffs at 19k because my brain will not work. 12 times 19 equals 228k. 228 makes it a total of 4, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Carry the 1, 3, 4, 5. 584,000 to be added onto that. So I'm going to just take that down a size. So we've got 584 add on 1661, take away our 2 million. I've made 245,000 profit just from one duty officer. But that's also bearing in mind that we bought the fleet credit pool. That was 200 grand. So add that in. And then you added in the CXP one, which I think was 240. So I've actually made 685,000 profit from that one duty officer, if you bear that one in mind. So it's It's highly doable. Highly doable. And it, just as a prime example, where did we see them doffs? Where was it? It was a blue doff. Oh my word, what one was it? Astrometrics? Development. There we go. Development. Look at that one. 25 grand. I'm having that. I'm going to buy that one. So I've got it. Okay. Prime example. 25,000 that cost me. Now people are just binning this stuff because they just don't know. They don't know about this Suliban and things like that. So we run over here. So £25,000 or 25,000 EC, should I say? Right. Scroll down. Personnel. Exchange offices. We want to exchange the rare one. So I get me XP down there, which will add to the bonus pot. We go completed, collect rewards. What did we get? I wonder. Energy, con officer, biochemist. Not worth a squat. So what we'll do, uncommon. We get 9 duty officers from this. 20k. How long have I been doing this for? I've been talking and God knows what else. Coughing, I'm still coughing. So I've been at this for just shortly of what? Quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, roughly, give or take. I've not even bothered trying to do it quickly. And believe me, I can do this quick. I've got it in art form. Okay, so I got 6, 12, 18, 180 recruitment XP for the greens, and then I got what, 300, I think it was 240 for the blues. Okay, go back over here. Whoa, which way I'm going? Let's see what duty officers we got on the white ones, on the commons. So we got nothing. Damage control engineer, which we know is not worth nothing. It certainly isn't today, but I will double check it again, just for the love of money, because I feel like doing it. Yeah, 25k, not worth a squat. So we're going to literally put the rest of them in at 19,000. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So we bought 9 of them. We'll be selling 9 times 19. That's 171,000. And we bought them for, we bought the blue doff for 20. So we made 150,000 profit there. I didn't even do anything. I didn't go anywhere. And I've got extra bank stuff in the bank. So I've got the XP. Now, what do we do with that? Oh look, something's sold already. Right, so what do we do with the XP? So we leave here. I need to come out of the bridge. Leave shipping clear. So once you've earned enough, 10,000 above rank 4, so 110 grand, you can then go to your star base, which is where I'm going now. Transwarp to the fleet starbase system. That's a Suliban, by the way. They were highly sought after. I think they were about 350 mil at one point, and they went a bit higher. Alright. So bearing in mind, I'm not trying here. I'm literally just taking things easy, just to show you that you encountering this stuff. Right, you file your commendation report, which, funny enough, is down here. Recruitment report. There's my Hamlet. That's the only reason I've got him. That's literally it. Now, when you've done that, you get 90 fleet marks. So that's now running. That'll tick over overnight. I've still got 132,000, so I've still got another 3 goes at that. That's like purely because I forgot to do it. There you go. In order to file a report, commendation must have earned 110,000 experience in category. And you can do that for all of them, by the way. You can get extra fleet marks that way if any of them you've completed from your duty officers, basically. So once you've got your fleet marks, which, funny enough, I did one yesterday, so go back into your holdings. It's so much easier if you've got your own fleet, or if you've got someone who's works very well. So you add your 90 fleet marks in, 4,500 fleet credits plus boost. So how much are we going to get? 5,400 fleet credits. Okay, so I've got 5,400 fleet credits from that one mission. 5,400, and I put in 495. I think I took away a little bit earlier, too much. 495 fleet credits there, energy credits. I can't remember how much that gives you. We'll work with the 5,400. So you come over here to personal officer. Oh look, personal officer. What we'll do whilst we're here, again, because it's all free. I'm sorry, I'm all I forgot about that. Right. 5,000 you can get a green duty officer. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in comments. All I'm interested in is getting 20,000. I can't do it because my star base is nowhere near it yet. But get 20,000 and then I can buy for free, because I've already got it with my original doffing that I've done before. So I'll show you here. That one. So where I've been doffing over a period of time, I've earned 94,249. When I get to 100,000, I will request from public channel and then I'll buy 5 purple duty officers. We already know the cheapest one out there is roughly about 300k, so that's still 1.5 million, even if I sell 5 of them. But we know we're going to get more than that. Prime example: if I buy 5 of them, 5 purple duty officers, all right. This is how easy it is. You know, you do this bit by bit for free. So 5 duty officers times by 27 common duty officers, 135 duty officers. You times that by 20k, which we already know, is 2.7 million. That's assuming you don't get any research analysts, bartenders, refugees, etc. That's free. I didn't pay for a squat for that. That was all extras. And that's why I do it. What else? What else? That's pretty much it, you know. Oh, I know, there was one other thing. In regards to the fleet credits for the project, little top tip for you: don't sell or don't get rid of even your civilians. Don't use them. I want to return to sector. I forgot where I was going there. So hopefully I'll go back up into my Suliban. Oh yeah, sorry, I just see your message. Hello, hello Noble. Bear with me a second. I don't know why this computer does this. I don't do exchange. I don't do this too often, to be fair. 1 second, let me see if I can sort that out for you. Look, see, I don't know why it does that. Device properties, here we go. Look, see, it keeps dropping it. Oh, I'll be quiet because it'll probably do it. Right, hopefully that's a bit better for you. Let me know if it is. Fingers crossed. Right, let's have a look. So we're going back into Starship Bridge. Back in Miss Suliban. Okay, so when you're filling out your fleet mission for the starbase down here, obviously energy credits self-explanatory. Fleet marks, we know where we're getting that from. We'll be doing general missions. When you're bored, you're flying around, you do red alerts, you do whatever, wherever, you gain that. You also get the 90 from the duty officer mission, which is sitting there from the recruitment. So you pick up fleet credits from general places, general play. The civilian duty officers on this one mission alone, just only on this one, it will accept prisoners. And the reason why I say prisoners is they are by far usually the cheapest duty officer in the game, because nobody knows what to do with them. No one bothers on there's nowhere to dump them on Federation side. Alright, Klingons, you can trade them in, but who wants to do that? So where's my prisoners? Let's have a quick look. Civilians down here, prisoners. 4,000. So even if you sell your common duty officers for the cities, so your advisors, your bartenders for 9,000, you still make 5,000 roughly. It's not mega bucks. This bit is not where the mega bucks comes from. This is where you save expenses. So yeah, you can also put, I might add, which I've just remembered, KDF ones in there, and they're usually about 2,500, 3,000. So you can stick all them in back into that one project, and then that will obviously fill that up, and you get your fleet marks, your fleet credits, sorry, and then you go and buy 5 duty officers. It's just a foolproof plan. So right, how are we doing? Let's see what we've sold. Wrong one. I want exchange. Go the right way, Chris. Go the right way. So 25 duty officers still sitting there. That's fine. I'm not worried. They can sit there. Oh, one of my research labs have gone. And we're now sitting at 1645. But we know how much we've got there. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and have a look around for another duty officer. So again, we're going to look for a purple duty officer. Dirt cheap. I'm pretty damn certain it's going to be a flight deck officer. There we are. 400k. Okay, bear that one in mind. We'll see if we can find a cheaper one. Definitely never going to be them two. Sometimes doctors. 500k. 460. It's never going to be any of these. Colonists, no chance. Diplomats, like I say, all these are damn expensive. You'll never get them any cheaper. It pretty much is flight decks and some of the tacticals, con officers. They're normally another one. There you go, 349,000. So I've got 1.65, 165. I'm going to buy one. So 3. We're going to refresh. Come on. 2, 1. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but this thing seems to just freeze up for no reason at all. So, how many duty officers we got? Hopefully it did buy them. It certainly looked like it. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if it will do it again. No, it's definitely gone. Good. Very strange. So we've now got potentially 27, 2, 4, 6, 7, 14, 21, 81 common duty officers. And I paid $3.50 a pop. So 369, 1.05 mil. So 1.05 mil. 81 times 19,000. Hit the right button. 81 times 19.13 is 1.53, and I paid minus 10. So I made 500,000 there before I would even break them down. If I break them all the way down, should I say, to a common duty officer, guaranteed. Right, let's quickly run over and quickly show you again. And this is what I do when I'm bored and waiting for STF. So I'm talking to all my mates and blah blah blah. Exchange officers, very rare duty officer. This is how quick I do it. Once that one gets down, like I say, I run 3 accounts normally, side by side. Right, do a very rare, that, rare, that. Security officers are crap, get rid of that. By the time I've done that, that one's finished. I do my other very rare. Alright, you can see where the flow starts coming now. Rare. Nurse can't. So bartender, that's a good one. Nurse can go. My other very rare is done. Now I'm into uncommon duty managers. Photonic, we know that's no good. So I'll have a look at the other one. Rare. Some projectiles are alright, but it's not worth the effort trying to find it. You know you're going to make the money straight away anyway. I'll keep that counsellor just in case, because I'm not 100% certain what they're valued at. Counsellor again there. I know he's going to be worth a few bob. Doctor can go. So I'm literally just breaking it down, and you can see down here 1500. That's how quick you can level your rank 4, by the way. What was you doing? Can't remember. Common, doesn't matter. They're no good. Get rid of them. 1, 2, rare. So the squad officer can go. Now there may be occasionally a doff that will come out with a random feature that might be worth more, but honest to God, you spend more time trying to find out what the hell it is. Just sell it for a basic price, because you want it to sell. That's the point of this. You want to quickly roll over stock, quickly roll over characters, just making where it counts. So I was a bit unlucky on that one. Out of them 9 doffs, I didn't get any research labs or any damage control engineers, but I did get a couple of well, I got a counsellor and what was the other one I got? And a bartender. So them 2 alone are going to be worth a few hundred. We'll double check that in a minute. And just keep going. Just keep going. So now it's a little bit slower because I'm only running 1 out of the 3. Yeah. Again, we're looking for research lab scientists, refugees, damage control engineers. they're pretty much the only ones out of all of them that are really worth, certainly at green and blue level, that are really worth anything exciting, other than a number of the civilian officers. I wouldn't bother civilian officers when they're green, apart from, like I say, the refugee. That's pretty much the only one that's worth anything exciting. But always keep an eye on the exchange. That's the main one to do, because the prices do fluctuate. Sometimes there's people doing similar to what I'm doing now, and the market would just get flooded with duty officers. Whereas there's times I find I go on there and I'm like, wow, why is the prices like 60,000 for a duty officer? Because no one's putting any on it, and I will literally steam in and throw in as many as I can, because I'm clearly keeping an eye on the market. Roughly about, I would say about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was making anywhere near 30-40 million in a couple of hours easily, and you'll understand where I'm going with this one in a minute, because what I've done is basically I've just been doing this process. So I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. So I've just been doing this process, going backwards and forwards, earning EC, and then what I do, I go into the bank, and literally, as I say, yesterday I had 6 mil in my bank. That was it. I cleared out everything, got rid of it. I had about 6 mil in my bank. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's 10 mil sitting there. You think 4 mil? Woo, well done. No. Hold on. Let me go into my account bank. 13 keys. And that's what I transfer it into. I transfer it into keys. So, what do you do with them keys? Well, you're going to open something, aren't you? What are you going to open? I wonder. I actually haven't got any, I don't think. Oh yeah, look. Infinity lock boxes. That's the only one I ever open. Because it gives you ships 300 mil pop. It gives you, this is where you go further down the line. You're earning EC to buy, eventually, either a ship online from the exchange, you know, for energy credits, or you can buy keys to open up specific faction boxes, to, in the hope you're going to get, etc. But you also get these. Crap, what did I do? It's gone into my account bank. Forgot that was open. Whoa, panic there. And that's low buy. And I have 800 and... I really must increase the screen on this. I have 853 low buy at the moment. And that's all came from doing this. I've got countless ships that I've unlocked for my other accounts. And from my other crews, paradoxes, etc. And I've earned that all purely from doing this. And I'm bored with it. Not bored with it, but this is what I like. I enjoy doing it, but you know, I'm bored of actually getting stuff for myself. I tend to give it away, to be fair. I was part of a group called Temple Paradox, or Temple Armada, and I was giving away, I swear to God, I was giving away millions. Absolute millions. Everybody must have seen me coming, honestly, because I was giving away so much. Oh look, there you go. I'll do these as well, just for the fun of it, just because it's there. Duty officers. Oh, we'll collect that one back out. So we got. What did we get? Oh, I've done a few of them. Let's have a quick look. Quality, common, and uncommon. So what did we get? Yeah, not excited in that. Not excited in that. Right. Engineering. Oh, technicians is another one to keep an eye out for. Definitely technicians. They're worth a few bob. Mil and a half, I think, last one I sold for. Fabrication engineers, there's nothing there. Operations, no, nothing there. Science, oh, it's not looking good. I've still got greens to break down, so I'm not worried. But research lab scientists, there's 100 grand there straight away. Okay, that's quite boring. Nothing in medical, not worried about that. And like I say, I got diplomat and entertainer. Whoop to do. So I'm going to end up breaking all the greens down because there's very little there. So there's a couple of bits and pieces. But ultimately, from that whole stock there, once I sell it, and it is selling, you can see it's going there. Once it's all gone, I will be in profit. So I started with 2 mil. So actually, let's update and add in. So let's get rid of my greens because I don't want to make that fatal error. I've done that before. Like I say, I normally do this when I'm not doing anything in the sense of look, research lab, I almost did it. Normally when I'm not being very active in the participant groups. Notice yourself when you've got quite a number of duty officers, don't just put one group on. So don't just put all science and that's it, because you may have 40 duty officers in science. Just put like half a dozen of each, whatever, because then you've got option for anybody who's going to want to buy. Bartenders, all that lot are £9,000. I mean, the other ones are still sitting there, so nobody's buying them. There's no bartenders in there. Let's stick a bartender in. Stick an advisor in. There. Oh, a trader. Let's stick a trader in as well. We ain't got a trader in. Oh, we've got one. Oh, let's find out how much a research lab is. Still 90 grand. So someone's matched my original. Oh no, somebody bought the other 2 that I had. There we go. Yeah, I think they've sold it. Yeah, it's gone. Sold. Oh, that's that one that popped up earlier. So we're going to put my research lab scientist up. I'm going to put it up for it sold at 60, so I'm going to put it up for 73. I like to put random numbers. That way I know what the hell sold normally. Right, so I've got 40 items. I can't list any more. So what I would normally do at this point is either A, loading my other tune into the actual. I'll invite them to my bridge, and then I'll transfer all my duty officers to that other player, and I'll use that tune to sell, and then I can go down and break some more. But that's pretty much how I actually earn EC. And like I say, I didn't have any keys. I had nothing. I had 6 mil. That's it. That's what I started with. That was pretty much yesterday afternoonish, roughly about 4 o'clock. Right. Where did I put them? There. Ah, one thing I didn't say. Totally forgot. Dilithium mining claims. I'm going to go cash these in, actually. So you can take them, I don't know if you're aware, you can take them to the mining facility in a location that I can't remember what it is, Deep Space Nine area. I need to leave ship interior. And you get, funny enough, dilithium, refined dilithium, actually. And you can pick which one you want, whether you want it for equipment from the reputation system or you get them from the other one. Now, I can't remember how to get there. I thought it was the beta system. Oh my god. It's been a while. I need the map because I can't remember. Where the hell is it? So say I came back online literally 2 days ago. I started grinding yesterday. I'm trying to refamiliarise myself with everything. Where the hell is it? I'm sure it's down this neck of the woods. Oh, Bayshore, there we are. Right, that's the Dilithium, that's the fleet mine. Yeah, Deep Space Nine is down in... Okay, we'll go to the Bayshore sector. Can I get there? That's the Alpha Quadrant. Beta. Oh, I'm going mad. That's probably because I haven't unlocked any yet. Alright, I won't go there. But you can get them. Yeah, you trade them in. You get a percentage wise. And then what do you do with them? You put them into your fleet projects. It doesn't matter whose, anywheres, whatever you want. Because obviously you don't need it for this. You put them into here. You can't do anything else with them. You either put them on that or you buy reputation equipment from your projects, which I don't actually have any. So can't really earn anything from that lot. Alright. Thanks, Noble. I give up. I can't. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I'm an absolute mare, honestly. This game used to be... I think my wife divorced me because that's all I tended to do was do this game. It was quite amusing. Yeah. Come home from work and I'll be straight on. I mean, this could go on for hours. You know, I don't know how long it's going to take for these things to sell. And the chances are somebody's probably undercut me on the prices, which does happen. It does happen. But it's still 19,000. Let's put that on. But that's not necessarily mine at 19,000 because it's first come, first last served, apparently. Let's have a look, see what we put up. So we've got a doctor called Francisco at 19k. Science. No, he's a medical, isn't he? Doctor. Oh, he's top of the list. So we're still waiting. So nobody's buying anything at the moment. And to be fair, it's midweek. Things may happen, things may not. There's not as many players on the moment. Guaranteed you do this at the weekend. You're shipping out doffs constantly. As fast as you put them on, as fast as you sell them. But whilst we're here... yeah, I was thinking that to defer. That's a bit of a slow drive for a sail ship. It's not the fastest thing on the world. Oh, come on, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. It's funny, not many people, or a lot of the newer players don't know anything about the sail ship. I love it. Obviously, absolutely terrible for combat. Because it is a trading vessel. I've done shuttle missions in it though, because it seems to let you do that with this, because it's classed as a shuttle. Apparently, if you go in and redesign it, the arms all stick out and stuff. And I didn't even know how to do that. Right, let's go to no. Come on, let's do it. Let's go to Farah. Let's go for a long drive. I upgraded to a GTX 1060, which is a graphics card, for those who don't know. And for years I was running on a laptop. And I got a PC that had really bad graphics card in it. And so I upgraded to that. And my God, I couldn't believe the quality, the difference. I was like, wow, I didn't realise there were stars in space. It was funny. Oh, I was so impressed. But everything moved a lot quicker. That was the difference I noticed. Rather it being a little bit, slow and crunchy. Right, where am I? Oh, okay, right. It's a system list. I want to go to the mining fields. Don't want to go to the wormhole. I thought it was just called Dilithium mine. Have they renamed it? Oh, it's Asteroid Belt, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, okay. The asteroid field, yeah. Oh, okay. They may have renamed that. I don't remember it called that. Maluka. Asteroid. Oh. Okay, well, this is going to take a while. Speed! Oh, feel the power burn. Honestly, the graphics on that, compared to what it was, I swear I was looking at a 1920s computer. Doop, 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 doop. That'd be a good screensaver. Oh, back up, Captain. That's it. Just fly straight into the planet. Good call on that one for the. I've just seen you've put that. Yeah, sorry, the Volunka in Africa. See, well done, Noble. Good man. Good man. Right, let's go up and see this guy up here. Talk to Mr. Ferengi. No. Right, I did this wrong once. We do not want that one. We want that one. So for 20 of them, we get 50,000 fleet dilithium vouchers. Wow. Well, we don't care about that, because all we care about is that I can go into Armada somewhere, anywhere. It doesn't matter what one we look at. See, I can put all my doffs in here and stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm not overly fussed about my ones, so maybe I should put it in somebody else's. Let's be fleet friendly. See what else we got. Yeah, let's stick it in there. How many are we going to get for 1,000? That's 1,100. So what did we get? Okay, 1,300. Nice. So you get 60,000, so 10% on top. Okay. Nice. So we've got 154,444 fleet credits. Now all I need to do is get to a tier 5 starbase. I could go in and do all that, but I can't be bothered. For anyone who don't know, there's a channel there you go, NOP Public Service. There's 13,000 apparently people joined. I don't imagine there's ever 13,000 online, but I mean, so if you subscribe to that, that's basically, they help you, and people are generally quite nice about it. There we go. Let's see how long it takes that to happen. So hi all, can I get an invite T5 Starbase Fed please? I haven't got one, and it's simple as. I originally started my fleet back in the day when fleets were a big thing and there was loads of them about and everybody was doing it, and then everybody left the game. It was really strange. Got to put some heating on. It's cold in this man cave. Whew. That's better. Oh, we haven't had them. We haven't had a. Oh, that sucks. Sometimes they're quick. I can't guarantee it, but what if it was online? Oh, I just totally wrote that in the wrong channel. Oh. I don't know why I've got SEO streaming anymore. This could take a while. Yeah, to be fair, I think it is noble. Everybody wants their own fleet. There's not enough player base to go around. This is probably the lowest I've ever seen. You know, when you queue up for an STF, and they've changed that recently since I've come back, and that was all new to me. You queue up for an STF and there'll be one or two people queuing, and you're sitting there thinking, what is going on? So the game has obviously matured, and it's more, in my opinion, more. These are the true players that play at the moment. Those who are really kind of dedicated to Star Trek Online. There's always the profiteers, etc., going on in the background, but I don't imagine the player base is as high, anywhere near as high as it was. I mean, 4 years ago, roughly, I would say, when I was playing it. I mean, I started roughly, I want to say 6 years ago, I think it was. How long have I been married to the wife? Crikey. It might have been longer than 6 years. I can't remember. But you were queuing with 30, 40, 50 people in the queue. So you were waiting to get into an STF, not waiting for people to join you to get into an STF. And it was that busy. It was massive. Absolutely massive. And then they changed a few bits and pieces, and then the fleets were released. That brought a hell of a lot of players back. And then after that, it just kind of died. I don't know why. I think the game probably got a little bit stagnant. All the missions are virtually similar nowadays. You know, they're trying to come up with different ideas of what they want and how to do it. But ultimately, you fly into a map, you shoot, it tells you to shoot, so you shoot. You fly over to the other side of the map, it tells you to shoot, you shoot. There's no guesswork in this game. There was one game. Excuse me. Do beg your pardon. There was one. There was one map, one mission, should I say, that I thought was or is unique to the game. I used to like PvP, to be fair. I don't know if you remember specifically for yourself, Noble, but there was this one on Starbase 39, I think it was. You had to go and work out the consoles in which way to reroute the power to the replicators for the Ferengi. So you had to go backwards and forwards. You had to work out the cryptic way of doing it, which one to press when and where. And that is probably the most unique thing I've found about this game. That's like the only mission that made you think, right, okay, I need to write this down. So Dave goes to Bob, Bob goes to Steve. No, that went wrong. Okay, I need to switch to A, B, C, D. You have to physically work it out, almost like a cryptic game. Whereas all the missions now are literally, they tell you what to do, and you do it. There's no guesswork involved. There's nothing to stimulate the brain, in my opinion. Talking about PvP, I don't know. Sorry, I have to say this just before PvP, but the most iconic one I remember, mission, that still sticks in my head, is the old Bonniekin. Bonniekin. That scared the hell out of me the first time I played that one. My head was all over the place. I was like, what the hell? This is freaky. Yeah, so that was the other one. But PvP in this game, is it dead? I don't know. Something happened a while ago. PvP used to be huge. Absolutely huge, like you say. There were so many people playing it, and everyone was challenging everyone. And I was absolutely awful because I had the world's worst build and the world's worst setup. And everyone was talking builds. Everyone was talking setups. How can we do this? How can we do that? And PvP was huge. And we used to do fleet PvPs and everything like that. So there was like, full 16 on 16. Then they changed. I'll tell you what did it. I'll tell you when it was. And I don't know if you remember this one. There was a change in the skills. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I'm sure it was here. No, yeah, it was. When this system came out, when this reputation system came out, that's what killed PvP. Because before that, this obviously didn't exist, but I can't remember what was there before. And strangely enough, that's what apparently put off a lot of PvP players, and it annoyed them, and they left. Because you can only use one of the two or something. I can't remember. It might be. Oh, there you go. That one. That was what it was. Yeah, because you get them from the other side. But you can only have 4. Whereas before you could run all the space reputations at the same time, apparently. But now you can only have 4. I definitely remember that. And that's when I remember a huge player base just disappeared and it killed everything. All the prices went all over the place for the exchanges. There was an abundance of stock. There's so much waste in this game that could be trimmed, get rid of, create something to get people back. But do you think they do it? I don't know. Not my choice to say. I'm definitely selling stuff though. Here we go. Let's delete that. How much are we on now? Bear in mind I was at 2 mil. Oh. Hang on. Assets. So I'm back up to 1.09 mil. I mean, no rush. I know I've made profit. I've still got it all sitting there. Well, that's pretty much how I do it. Yep, just bringing your comments. Okay, but there should be mechanics that provide people randomly choose a team. Yeah, I suppose. For years, from what I knew, they were talking about PvP reforming. And it doesn't seem like anything ever happened. I don't know if anything happened in the last year. that I had off, and I haven't really looked for it. My fun of PvP was Karat. That was the only thing I used to do now. I pop in there occasionally. You always saw the same names and the same ships and the darting around, and you sit there wondering how the heck do they get that quick in there. And I built I've got a Manassa on one of my tunes, and I love her dearly. She's a little bit squishy, but I'm not going to spend 10 billion quid trying to get her up to scratch. But I give people a lot of grief in that. The only thing is, that's it. That's all I notice people ever do is they pop into Karat. I mean, PvP Task Force Operations. Okay, let's have a look. I mean, I'm sitting around waiting for all this stuff to sell, so there's another 2 items gone. Arena, but it doesn't say queued. You got 1 person queued, 1 person queued, 2 people, 1 person. Whoop-de-doo. That's just bad. I mean, there was one point I do remember that you were fighting consistently random people. I'll tell you what, Noble, do you find that everything's been kind of mixed into one? So all the roles have been, how would you say, they've been diluted. So an engineer is not an engineer anymore. An engineer, you can have an engineer tactical. So an engineer tactical can survive for ages and yet still blow the hell out of you. Whereas a tactical couldn't destroy an engineer tactical. Or an engineer science, or science. There's no clear defined roles. And like you say, where there's a part of supporting people, you couldn't go into PvP with, 5 tacticals. You would not win with 5 tacticals, because who's going to repair you? Because you didn't have the repair capability of that side of it, like you say, the support side of it. You had to have 1 science, you had to have 1 engineer, and the other 3 tacticals would go and do the damage, whereas your engineer kept recharging you, and the science kept obviously healing you and keeping you going. That seems to be a huge missing area. But again, I think I think personally the gameplay has dropped so much that they just want to keep people playing now. They're not gonna get more people involved. Star Trek is what? Oh my God, how old is Star Trek? 60s? 70s? 60s? I can't remember when the first Star Trek came out. So it's 50 years old. It's over 50 years old. I went to the 50th anniversary in one of their thingamybobs, conventions. So, I'm not being funny, kids today, bless them. I love them dearly. I love my kids. They have no interest in Star Trek whatsoever. it's all that one where they do the dancing. The victory dance. What's that called? Oh, it's gone from my head. Yeah. So, looking at your question there. 70 years old, well done. Oh yeah, we're in 1919 now, aren't we? 2019. 1990? When they changed the skill sets, which I can't remember what the hell they are, there they are. When they changed this, confused the hell out of so many people, because every single tactical would fill up all that. They go, oh yeah, I'm a full tack. And they couldn't kill anything. They just wouldn't last. And they put a little few bits and pieces here. But quite rightly so, my let me change character for a second. Where are you, Angeline? No, that's Evangeline jumped. There's my little baby. My little Manassa. I love that ship. I don't care what anyone says, I love it. Although cannons have become biased again. So she's got beams on her, but cannons were... I always struggled. I could never line up on people enough. My flying skills were terrible. Now I just fly around in circles and the beams does the job for me. Hopefully this is going to work. Oh, come on. Oh, come with me to the rolling sea where the weather's calm and still. There we go. Up and loaded. I had to have a little refreshment. Yeah, so this is my... this was my PvP build. And like I say, I lost it for about a year. And I was working on an incredible amount of effort going into it. But she's science-based. Exactly what you were saying, Noble. And then the tactical side of it was the more specifics to what I needed in order to get my job done. So I ended up focusing on a couple of bits of EPS to get the flow rates and all that malarkey. Speed, because I wanted to be a speed demon, although I missed that one. So there wasn't very much engineering, but yeah, and that was a very commanding science tactical build. I would have never thought of doing that. And there was a guy who used to do YouTubing. I'm sure he's still about. Valikin, his name was. And I learned a hell of a lot from him. And, you know, then I started helping people out myself. And he was basically, do this way, build it on science, etc. And then that was it. We unleashed and we started going around doing bits and pieces accordingly. You know, there was no point in going plus 35 application and adding an extra 15 on it. It made no difference, apparently. Yeah, see, whole pen, that was a big thing back then. I don't know if it's changed to shield pen now, but you could pretty much... Shields were useless at one point. They completely screwed that up. But yeah, that's a full science build. Science and shit, and yet she's a tactical. But this is basically the setup that I had on her. So I was running plasmas. Because at one point the plasma was screwed as well. The plasma burn was royally screwed. But she's a tanky, nippy. Well, I say she's tanky. She can hold her own, and she does revive quite a bit. I've got some regenerative capabilities. But that's my build. So you get like the fail safe. So you got all your backups and stuff. And all my doffs were the same, you know, I had full purple doffs, speed doffs, blah, blah, blah. I spent millions on it, absolute millions. And funny enough, I bought the Manassa for about 32 million, which I was really chuffed with. Oh, I forgot how good she looks. Oh, look at that. That's just pure love. Whew. But yeah, she's funny. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, damn quick. Oh, that was funny. Oh, I loved her. Right, let's go back and have a quick look, see how we're doing. I learned this from one of my old fleet members. I was part of their fleet, to be fair, and that was a fleet called 1701, and then it became 1701 Renegades. Then it went back to 1701. But her name was Piano Wizzy, or Wizzy as we called her. You know, great girl. Mathematically minded, absolute fantastic piano player. Really nice person. And she kind of gave me an insight, and then I kind of worked the rest out. And what am I doing? I don't want to go there. Because she always said she'd go do doffing. I'd be like, what do you mean you're doing doffing? And then she explained a little bit of it. And I was like, oh. And then I put it all together. I was like, right. Well, I think personally, the player base, obviously, like I say, is nowhere near what it used to be. Absolutely nowhere near what it used to be. There's the dedicated players. So there'll always be something, and they must be making cash out of it, otherwise they wouldn't do it. Would their head office and their servers and everything like that downgrade? More than likely. I remember for years, they'd always say, oh, we're shutting down for server upgrades, blah, 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 because they're expanding. And it went phenomenal. You know, sometimes they'd completely cock it up. And the servers would be down for like hours. Thousands of people on the Facebook page, for example, would be moaning like mad, saying, come on, why the hell? You said 4 hours, 8 hours. It's been a day. I've lost a whole day. Where's my winter wonderland? And it was mental. Absolutely mental, the comments and stuff like that. How frustrated people used to get. You know, nowadays it goes down for a bit longer than half hour or whatever. You get like 20 odd comments, and you think, oh, that's a bit different. But, you know, either way, player base, it doesn't matter how many players are playing. As long as they're still throwing out new content that's playable, I suppose, and there's not too many bugs in it, then, you know, it's down to each individual. It's what they enjoy. I started playing, as I say, for the last year, I was playing War Thunder. I had no interest in tanks, absolutely at all. Flying planes, no interest whatsoever. And one of my old fleet mates, I was on Discord with them, and they kind of said, oh, you know, we play this. And there was a guy at work who turned around and went, oh, I play this. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll have a look at it. I downloaded it one day, and I took out a tank and started killing people, and I was atrociously bad at it. My aim was awful. And then it kind of stuck, and that's what kind of took over. '71, I saw that name in Diff Games. Yeah. Probably people are using that in other games. Sorry, there is a delay on the comments coming up, so I do apologise. Well, 71 is obviously the Enterprise's number, isn't it? If memory serves me. But yeah, 71's used to be a huge fleet gatherings of people, because obviously the fleets the way they are now didn't exist. That wasn't part of it, and we didn't use Discord either. We used to use TeamSpeak, and any one particular time there was like 80-90 people on TeamSpeak talking, and you know, it was quite aggressive. And obviously, if you've been playing it a while yourself, it was great. It was such a community. Everybody knew everybody. And, you know, you were always sitting there. You go to a different room. You have a chat about bits and pieces, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm not too sure about this. What do you think? Oh, by the way, I've got a suggestion. That's what makes a game. That's what makes it more sociable. Players move on, things happen, people get the blah blah blah. You know, there's always politics involved in a game. And then I joined another company, another armada called Eighth Wing. I don't know if you've heard of them, Noble. I joined that. I got booted. I upset somebody. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was being a bit of an idiot, unfortunately, a drunken idiot, and maintained the same stance. But yeah, I got booted from that one. Whoops, never mind. And then I joined Temple Armada, and that was my home for a little while, and that kind of developed, and eventually I got booted from that one and all. You know, I don't try and piss people off, but if I see somebody talking absolute rubbish, then I'll tell them, you're talking absolute rubbish, mate. What the hell are you doing? Are you running a fleet, or are you trying to run a company? And then that kind of got me booted, but funny enough, they invited me back, and I'm actually part of their fleet now. On one of my other tunes, I gave them one tune, but I'm not interested. All I was worried about was the social interaction, because there's a lot of players that I don't speak to anymore that you know, I miss. We want that one. And that was the beauty of it. You'd log in and there'd be like 30 players online. You'd be like, oh, hello, Dave, Steve, Bob, whatever. Do you want to go down for a match? Yeah, come on, let's do it. Listen, you'd get a team together and just go straight into an STF straight away. And it was great. And you'd always do the DPS testing and stuff like that. That's what I love. That's what I love. And that's what I miss. Because it seems there's a lot of games out here now that it's so seldom played. Well, certainly the games I play. I don't know about others. Oh, no, it's research. That seems to be that as much as it's you talk to people, you don't talk to people. Discord, I think, is a great tool, but it's very separatist. It's very. I'll log in and I'll be in my own server, which is great if I've got 80 people in my server. But they're not necessarily in my server, but they are online. They're in somebody else's server, but there's 80 people sharing 4,000 different servers. Come on, people, get on board. Many system came out. Yeah, I tried. I don't know how to stream to Discord, to be fair, at the moment. I know there's the capability, but I don't know where it goes. Hence, I stream to YouTube at the moment, and I don't stream that often. I'm not a streamer, but I enjoy doing it occasionally just to share bits and pieces. And if people watch it, great. If they don't, then I'm just talking to myself. It's fine. I don't mind. Part and parcel of when I was in my the guilds and my fleets, etc., or my gatherings, you know, I'd gain the knowledge, I'd understand the knowledge, but I wouldn't hold that knowledge. I'd make sure I'd share it and move it on. Same with this. Exactly the same with doffing. I drew documents out, I drew process sheets and pictures and flow charts, etc., just to help other players, and that was nice. It just seems, well, now, you know, I mean, I'm in a fleet of, I've got my own fleet, as I say. We've got 3 people, but I've got an armada that I'm part of, and there's 1 person online, me, 1 person online, so that's 2, 3, so 3 people out of a possible 150 players. I booted everybody out of my fleet, understandably, because I hadn't been online for God knows how long, and then neither had they. So I just kind of kept the fleet to myself, my fleet, my little bit, only because I'm using it for materialistic purposes, and it gives you a bigger bank, which I might add I've emptied. Right, so what have we got? $1.22. Oh, it's just gone up again, which is great. What I'm going to do right here, right now, I'm going to open a couple of boxes. Oh, I keep doing that. Bank. Lead bank. Been trying to sell that for God knows how long. That's never sold. Excuse me. Oh, it's not in the fleet bank. Twat. Account bank. Best thing I ever purchased. An account bank. Oh my God, it made my life so much easier to transfer this stuff around. Alright. I'm not opening 10 of them. Right, this leads on to, I know I've been talking a bit about etc, but this is obviously leading on to where you make your extra millions. So we know each key is worth 4 million. Chances of getting 4 million out of a box is minimal, but I don't mind it so much because it's free. It's free EC that I've made from profit. I'm more worried about getting my Lobby crystal, because once I've got all my Lobby crystal, I'll sell a ship for, well, last I checked, there are about 300 million. Obviously you get 900 million in that, but hey ho. Because there's always other stuff that keeps you rolling on. Let's see what we get. One. Yeah, okay. 2. Oh wow! More fleet credit bonus pool, so we don't have to buy that again. How many low buy do I get? 4, 7. Oh, I've got 11 low buy. Yay. Oh! Oh, no, that's a good one. That's an exciting one. The Romulan Survivor. Do you remember Noble? Come on, Noble. I'm going to do a test on you. Do you remember what comes out of the fleet? That one there. The Romulan Survivor Duty Officer Pack. Can you remember what else comes out of that? I can give you time to answer. I'm going to click my gambling device on. Ah, I didn't have it on, that's why. Damn it. Dum 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 da da dum dum da dum dum da dum dum da 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 do 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 do. 10 seconds. Ah, terrible. It's funny enough, if I click on this, more details. A Suliban cell ship pack. That's how I got 3 Sulibans. Because we were opening, honest to God, I was making so much millions of EC. And we were buying random stuff like this. Now, that's probably about 17 mil there, the last time I looked. Yeah, so let's have a look, because I'm quite curious. It used to be about 17 mil a pack, just for one. It probably is about 3 now. 3 mil. Might even be less. 2 mil! 2 mil! Oh my God! I would buy a ton of them just for the chance of getting a Suliban, because how much is a Suliban now? I hate to think it. Hey look, 205 mil. Have some of that. 205 mil. Oh my God. When I sold mine, my other 2, I got, I'm sure it was about 350 to 400 mil for each ship. And I spent about 80 mil on them boxes. But I don't imagine they chuck much out now. So I can flog that for 2 mil, get a couple of mil back. But where's the fun in that? Nah, didn't give me anything. No ship. Boo. What did we get then? There used to be a purple doff that came out of this. It was really worth a lot of money. Yeah, that sucks. See, that's why I don't gamble. I got absolutely bugger all. I should have flogged the 2 mil. Okay, so I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I've got 25 doffs. 25 doffs at 20 grand, so that's 400 grand. Yeah, that would have been a good productive purchase. I don't care, whatever. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, what did my thing say? Deal, look at that. 348. It was 147 when I last played. Disgusting. Disgusting prices. So anyway, for anybody who does watch this, I know I digressed and I was having a bit of a mission match. But yeah, if you have general questions about what how to do this process, more than happy to answer. One of the things, I'll probably do one of these missions every so often, and I might even stream. Now I've got my streaming working relatively well, and you can hear me. I might do a bit more. Let's see how it goes. I don't know. Anyway, Noble, if you're online and you're in Star Trek, hit us up. Add us as a friend request or whatever. Oh man, what am I looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for. Oh, what's that one? There you go. That's my handle. The banker, the space banker at CAG 8477. There you are. That is me. So you can always catch me online. Usually anywhere between 5 and midnight. Sometimes I go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. Never know. But yeah, if you want to hit us up, whatever. Add us a friend on Star Trek if you still play. Until the next time I sign in, I am going to bid you all good night. I'm going to crack on playing and messing around with this damn thing. And we'll go from there. So thanks for joining us anyway. And Noble, take care of yourself, boss. And I wish you all well. Until then, my old saying, live young, play forever. I know it's a rip-off. I know, I'm sorry. But I love it. Live young, play forever. That's my actual on my website for my own, for one of my own companies. I absolutely love it. Take care, everyone. See you later.